I want to pick up other women and inspire them. Like, listen, I was at my lowest, you know, and just reach down to them and bring them up, pull somebody else up, you know, and pay it forward and tell them like they can make it.
You see, I'm Southside reppin', Bigfoot steppin', Zone 3 section is God flow perfection. Hating on the church like I ain't blessed, they section. If we ain't talking money, I got a weak connection, that's on the hood. She said get a bag, so I get it, got it good. Don't complain about my problems, I just put it in a wood. Seen a genie the other day, she said make it good. So I wish for good health, then I wish to look as chief, not lieutenant. Yeah, I'm back, been a minute, my hard work gets you offended. Shout out my boy academics, you stay independent. You scamming it behind that twinkle in your eye. I see the scamming.
All right, another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. We got a serious entrepreneur in the building. We got CC/Cake Baby. Can I ask you a question about Cake Baby?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Bridesmaids?
Yeah, I love that movie. That's one of
Do you remember that was the name of her bakery was Cake Baby?
I don't know if it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was the name of her. I mean, the one that was shut down, obviously. But,
Oh, yeah.
Yep, she was Cake Baby. I didn't know if there was any inspiration there or not, but
No, I don't even remember it in there, but that's a good one, though. I do love that movie.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of inspiration from that.
great movie. Okay, so let's talk. So let's start from the beginning. Well, let's start at least from the beginning of your making cakes career, because I find this interesting.
Yeah.
So you initially were selling drugs. And remember, I don't want to incriminate you.
Yeah,
we're past the legal
We're
limits
good.
on this, right?
I'm on parole. I don't
Okay.
sell
All right.
drugs
All right.
no more.
I should have
sell
asked you that
cakes.
before. I should have
Yeah,
asked you that beforehand.
We're good.
But really, what I meant, and you did time behind that.
Yes, I did my time.
And so what I'm curious about is, were you able to find a way to translate the illegal sales of drugs into the legal sales of cake?
Yes. During my time incarcerated, I enrolled myself in different type of classes, and then I ended up enrolling in boot camp. After a certain amount of time, you can enroll in boot camp so you can lessen your time. In boot camp, we went through all these cognitive classes, and it helped with your thinking. We had a counselor. She was just awesome. I won't mention her name, but she was awesome. And then she talked about how you can use your skills from the streets, and she told me I can use those skills, and I can turn them over into business skills. Nobody just ever taught me that growing up in the hood and stuff. And that's when I want to get back to the youth, too, like, we never were taught about, you know, marketing and Bitcoins or stocks or real estate or even the head black colleges. We don't even know about it. A lot of kids don't even know about it. Like, if I would have known about that, I would have enrolled in that.
Yeah.
So many people that I've met, because I became a server too after I got out from being incarcerated, because being a server helps with people, my people skills. You're selling yourself. You're selling a product or something that the business has in order to make somebody happy for them to tip you well. So I started doing it. I'm like, oh my gosh, people tipping me 100, 200. I'm coming home cleaning up $8, $9, $1,000. I'm still hustling. It still feel like the same type of money because I'm still generating cash every day. So I got into serving and bartending because it ate my itch.
Oh, yeah.
I knew I couldn't be in the streets because I'm gonna go back because I already doubled back twice. Trust me, don't double back. It never ends. It never ends pretty. All that good money comes fast, but it never ends pretty. But
don't do it at all if you can avoid it, because it always ends one of two ways.
Yes, in jail or death.
Yep.
But I use those skills like she taught me. I could use those skills and be an entrepreneur, just like selling. Like, if I could sell dope, I could sell anything else. So I was a hell of a dope dealer. I'm like, man, I want to be a hell of a cake dealer. You know what I mean? So that's why I thought of the idea from crack to cake. And I just wanted to show people, like, you can actually turn your life around and do something else. Because a lot of people that I was locked up with, they end up going back because you get reincarcerated. A lot of people don't know the numbers are high. It's like 89.3% that you'll go back in the first year.
Yep.
They expect you to fail.
Yes.
They want you to fail. That's why they make you a felon. You get out, you feel like a failure. It's like failure written on your it's making me like tense because it's like failure written on your forehead. So many people judge you like, oh, you're a felon. I had people like, oh, look at that drug dealing ass bitch. She ain't gonna be nothing but this. She ain't gonna be nothing but that. I'm like, I'm gonna prove all these people wrong.
Yeah.
You guys had 4.5, 5 years ahead of me. I got out and shitted on all them, ran on their necks, stepped on them, all of that.
Yeah.
How did I succeed and make over 6 figures with my business in the first year? Facts.
Wow.
You know, so like, and that just shows you that you can actually change yourself around and do something better than just keep doing the same thing and the same results. So I was like, it just clicked to me. One day I was like, I'm just tired. I don't want to sell dope no more.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I imagine it's an exhausting job.
It is. It's more exhausting. It's more exhausting than rewarding, I feel like. So.
Yeah, and on some level, there has to be like a. I mean, I imagine after a while it fades, but you have to have like a certain level of guilt too. Like selling cakes to people, it's like you ain't doing making people happy. Maybe fat, but you know what I mean. Selling crack is like
The devil's work.
they're going to die. You know what I mean, and you're contributing
And
to
the
that. So I
crack
imagine
epidemic,
it has to be
if you look back in it, it really hit the black community hard. Like,
Right.
I love Dave Chappelle because he speaks
by
on it
by design.
Yes, it hit the black community hard. So it hit my family hard too.
Yeah.
Like, I had a lot of crackheads in my family, and I got around it because it was drug dealers in my family. Like, nobody, like I said, all the people that I met in the industry now with business, they like, man, you should have been a hell of a salesperson. You should have been a real estate. Like, these are people I'm bumping into, millionaires, like giving me their cars, telling me if I ever need a job, they'll let me be in these positions making hundreds of thousands a year. But I'm like, no, I want to work for me right now.
For sure.
But yeah, just as the aspects of growing up, like in the black community, like I said, most of my family was crackheads or dealt crack.
Yeah.
Most of my brothers, sisters, I can't lie. I had aunties, uncles. Everybody used to be like, auntie, uncle. Like, that was really my auntie and uncles. Like, for real, when they say a niece, them is really my family on the side of the road with the sign. And that's kind of embarrassing and break you down. It's like, damn, I was selling my own people crack. And that ate me alive. And so I had to really, like, reevaluate myself in there. And it did break me. I broke in there a few times. You'll break in there. You're just in a little hole by yourself. It's a lot of time to think. But I think I'm really blessed to have that time with myself, because a lot of people don't get those many years just with themselves and their own thoughts, and really try to build yourself up and really get to know yourself. And you got to really get to love yourself, because I really didn't love myself for years of my life.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to admit it, but I can't even lie. I didn't even start loving myself until I was about 27, 28 years old.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't know how to love myself
For sure.
properly. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. So from crack to cake, you mentioned that you were writing a book.
Yes, I'm writing a book. I've been keeping it secret, but I just wanted to let everybody know. I just want to tell you about it. But, you know, I'm working with a publisher. I'm writing a book. I want to get details about, like, my life and how I started my business and where I came from in my family, and how, like, you know, crack motivated me in so many different ways to hustle. But, like, I feel like crackheads motivated me more than my own friends, because they would get up every day and figure out how to get high. But there's people that I know that can't even get up every day and get $10 or take care of themselves. They'll call me like, I need this, I need a ride. Like,
Yeah.
what? These people wake up with nothing, homeless, but they get high all day and spend thousands of dollars. Why do you think drug dealers are eating? They're eating because of the bottom people. You know, nobody's at the top, because if there's nobody at the bottom,
Yeah.
them people at the bottom is feeding those people. You see them shining at the top because those people at the bottom is hustling. They hustling to feed them. So it's always like a chain to me, and I used to look at that like, I look at it differently. Like, my brain break down hustling different, and break down looking at people different, and I don't judge them for them doing drugs. They were just broken people, and they just chose a different path in their life, and they've fallen.
That's
and
a
there's
real.
nobody
That's a
there to
really.
pick them up.
That's a really interesting perspective.
Yes, because I actually know people that, like, it's a crackhead, it's a smoker, but they're actually people, and they're broken. So, you know what I mean? Like, they're addicted. It's a disease. So
Yeah, addiction is nasty.
Yes.
It's nasty. But you're right about that. Like, true hustlers at the core wake up with nothing.
Nothing.
And they're going to get that rock.
high all day.
They're getting that. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I had never really thought about it that way.
So why can't a regular person have that same motivation?
For
Get
sure.
up today. We gonna get up. We hungry.
Yeah.
We ain't got no gas. We ain't got nothing. We gonna get up. We gonna hustle. We gonna fill it. We gonna DoorDash. We gonna drop somebody off. We gonna babysit. That's how my mentality is. We gonna sit on the block, sell waters. We gonna hustle. That's why I love going to Chicago. They hustle. They be on the block hustling. You go to Cali. They out there hustling.
You got to find something you're addicted to
Yeah.
that can make you money. That's interesting.
And I got addicted to baking and cakes, and then I found out there's so much more you could do with cakes and bakeries. People are sleeping on bakeries and cakes. You make 7-8 figures a year on bakeries.
So what are you doing differently than everybody else?
My marketing. It's all about marketing, packaging, promotion. It's all about how you sell yourself and sell your product.
Yeah.
Mine always was cute, presentable. It looked nice. I always put a lot of effort, and I put a lot of time in my marketing, even if it was down to a sticker, a box. I came out with the boxes. I was so nervous, but my homeboy was doing it certified. Rest in peace to him. But that used to be one of my good friends. We'd sit back and talk about business ideas. He's like, man, I think I'm going to drop the boxes and the lighters. I'm like, cool. You think I should drop some, like, cake boxes, and they get a stoner box, and I got to spend this much and fill it up? He's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna do 100 of them, and we're gonna start at 150. I sold 100 at 150. Boom. Some people sitting there coming through 250, 300, but it was PPP time. So
You said, did you say a stoner box?
stoner box. So you get it. You get like infused Kool-Aids, gummies, cupcakes, brownies, all kind of little stoner shit. You know,
Damn. It's like an edible arrangement, but
pretty much, but for stoners.
that's hard.
Yeah, and people coming through, you know, uncles, grandmas, uncles, and a lot of people try to judge me at the beginning, but I helped a lot of people too. I helped like people that had multiple sclerosis, schizophrenic, or I've messed that up.
Schizophrenia.
They had that, and then like that one with the disease with the bones, the multiple sclerosis.
Yep.
This lady gave my tinctures and my butter to him. She put them in the smoothies for her son. They helped him and stuff sleep. My dad had like Bell's palsy, half his face froze.
Yep.
My tinctures and drinks that I made with him, the teas, it helped his face and all that, and the pain. Like it helped people sleep too. Older people don't like to smoke weed and smell like blunts and stuff.
Yep.
So you know they'll make their little butter. They'll make their little snacks, or they,
Yeah.
Everybody don't
sure.
like to smoke weed and get hot like that,
Yeah.
but they want to, feel the pain. And it actually helps people like CBD and THC. It's actually cured people and
sure.
helped people with a lot of different things.
Yeah. So talk to me about being in the business of, I mean, essentially the weed business, right? I mean, is it hard to get into? Is it hard to sustain? Like, do you run into problems with like?
I run into a lot of problems. The marijuana business has a lot of problems. I ran into problems until I got like a legal grower.
Yeah.
And my cousin in Cali, they got a legal company. We got legal cards, it's business patent. I ran into it in the beginning because I had to mess with people in the streets to rely on to make my business run.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this is crazy. People are overcharging me. I still got to deal with all these people that I don't want to deal with until I reached out and find different sources. It's kind of like looking for a vendor or looking for a plug pretty much.
Yeah.
But you got to look for somebody that's actually really doing it and they're about their business and they're legit. So they actually have, the farm. They actually grow it. They do, the oils, the carts, the extracts, and it's called Kind Bud.
Yep.
And they actually have the business, and it's in Minnesota too. And then they be in New York, and then we be in Cali too. So it's really.
How
good.
did you learn the process of like infusing things? Like, did you teach that to yourself? You watch
I taught
YouTube?
myself. I looked on YouTube.
Okay.
I watched videos on YouTube. I went to the library. And got hella books.
Yeah.
And I went on YouTube and I just self-taught myself. Just like people self-taught, with nails, self-taught with braiding. You could be a self-taught baker. And I just didn't know it. And then so many people are like Insta bakers or Insta chefs. So they'll post their little recipes and do the little TikTok videos. I'm like, I can make that. I'll watch the recipe. Then I'll sub their regular butter or their regular oil for mine. And I'm like, let me taste it out. Do it taste? Ooh, it's still smack. It tastes good. It's still savory. It's still buttery. All right, we're going to make this. If it don't taste right, I'm going to throw it out because it's trials and tribulations. I didn't have stuff I didn't burn or tasted nasty or it didn't work. But, hey, I'm going to try again until I get something that works.
Talk to me about the competition. I know
competition?
I know it's ugly.
Ooh, the haters. Okay, so when I started, I just feel like I stepped and set the scene for the edible business. I had like one of the best businesses in Minnesota, even though I moved. But like for the first year or two, I feel like I was killing the scene with the cakes. The whole city knew me. Anytime I threw a pop up, it was going crazy. But then competition comes. That's why I started selling the butter because I started seeing so many different people popping up like, oh, now I want to sell edibles. I want to sell edibles. I want to sell edibles. That's cool. But they never can outnumber me because I had more of a variety, and then I had more of options, and then I had more bulk than any other people. So you couldn't come get it. Like, I had everything you wanted. You could just basically one-stop shop.
Yeah.
And then so beating out the competition is kind of not like hard as long as you're on your business and your marketing is good. And I feel like there's really not a lot of competition because Minnesota is like money soda. There's enough money for us all to get it. Because I didn't had throw a pop up and I didn't have my homegirl Infusion. Shout out to her too. She didn't been there and selling her stuff, and we didn't been in the same room, and we can sell the same products and people still vibe and get it. But yeah, there's people that always watch me. I didn't watch people. There was people that was watching my Snap and then made everything I made. I didn't have people, copy me and, people send this and all different type of stuff. And there's a lot of people that don't like me, but, I don't let that bother me no more. I used to let that bother me when I wasn't secure within myself.
For sure.
So
I feel
there's
that.
going to be people that's going to judge you. I don't want to compete and judge with nobody.
Why do people not like you? Like, what's the reason?
I don't know, because I am kind of spicy. I am kind of a bitch. I've been called unprofessional. I think that word is used too loosely in Minnesota with businesses, and they come at black businesses harder. Oh, you're unprofessional. I didn't got into fights almost with bitches over cakes. Like, I would throw this cake in your face. That's how I feel. Like, they money don't be worth it. Like, all money ain't good money.
How does that happen? How are you ever in a position to throw hands with somebody over cakes?
I'm the hood baker. That's what they call me.
So they pull up to you, wanting smoke, and you give it to them, or y'all are in the same
probably
space?
was already had smoke in the texts and messages because something ain't having their time or people want to pay what they want to pay for a cake. But if you want all these designs and all this extravagant stuff and you be high, you got to pay the price.
Oh, so you're talking about customers.
Customers.
Okay.
Oh, I used to fight in the streets, but I let that go after
I was talking about
got
the
out.
competition. I didn't know. I thought maybe you were having
competition?
I thought you were having real cake wars out here. Like, hey.
No, I ain't have no cake wars out here. No cake wars. Most of the people that do cake, we're pretty cool. I didn't see they work. I think it's a good amount of people to do cakes. Even when I come in town, I make people's cakes. Like I gotta make a cake later today. Like I make people's birthday cakes constantly. It's always gonna be somebody's birthday, baby shower, graduation, wedding. It's endless. You can't make enough cake, baby. Like let's get this cake, baby.
For sure. Do you work out of home?
I work out of home. Sometimes I'll rent like a little kitchen out and stuff like that. But yeah, home base for now. I'm working my way up till I can get my own bakery, and I might want to get like a cake truck, food truck. So just step by step. It doesn't happen overnight.
For sure. Where does the inspiration for like your designs come from? Because I was looking through some of your designs and they're fucking immaculate.
My designs, so pretty much like my designs, I came up with all the ideas in my head, and then I have a design lady in Atlanta, and I send it to her, and then she'll send me a sketch back, and I was like, I said I want some like dope little hood babies, like hanging off a cake, and I want my slogan on there, you know what I mean? I gave her my idea. She sent me back a couple. I'm like, I don't like that. Change the babies, do this, add a chain, make them look like this, and then by the time we did a little, back and forth, we came up with that.
So she'll do like renderings, and then you gotta make it come to life.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll tell her all my ideas in my head, and then she'll send me sketches, and then I'll just go back, and then we'll figure it out from there.
So like you're really, I mean, I know that like being a chef and a baker and all that like is an art, but you're like an artist.
Yeah.
If you're bringing that to life, like that's.
I've been done people business cards. I've done marketing in several different companies.
Yeah.
Customer service. Like I kind of play every role inside my business because I play every role inside another person's business. So I took all those skills once I was on parole and all that, and I was like, okay, I'm serving. Boom. Then I got on the marketing team. Then I got on the event team. So I know how to set up pop-ups. It's easy for me because I've been setting up events for the last 2-3 years. Like I set myself up for success because I did everything inside of another person's company and trained myself willingly. But then I got paid to do it too. Yeah. So that's why it's smart. And then I learned that from my friend. She was like, man, I learned how to make cakes how? She's like, I worked at the Fry's Bakery for 3 years, and then I ended up quitting and started her own cake business. Like, you can go work somewhere for somebody and learn the skills, get paid, and then take it and go do your own business. Like, you never should be ashamed of that.
You didn't do that?
I did that.
You did do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you went and picked up some game at a shop and then said, fucking I'm out?
And I used them skills, them same skills. I watched how they marketed their brand and all the different stuff they put into their business. Like, okay, this is bringing all these people. They want to come. They're interested. They want to get stuff. And then I watched how they did their events. Then I watched how they did their customer service. I'm like, all right, bing, bing, bing. You got these 3 things. You're going to have a successful business.
You watched the mistakes they made too?
Definitely. I made mistakes too. Everybody make mistakes.
For sure. Of course. But you know what they say. Smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others.
Definitely.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention where other people are fucking up, so you can avoid that.
What's your biggest mistake?
Oh man, my biggest mistake? I don't think I could even talk about it on the mic.
Okay.
I mean, I could, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Probably my first kid.
What?
It's a long story.
Okay.
If you know,
I mean, a lot of people say that too. It was kind of like their first mistake, but they did.
I don't know. I don't know him.
Oh.
Never met him. Just found out about him not that long ago.
Oh, dang. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of lost time, but you have new time, so.
Well, he was in a... Damn, I can't believe I just even saying this. We might have to cut this out. Shit.
Yeah,
sorry. We might have to... No. No, it's a good question. And that might not even be true, but... Mistake is probably not the right word either. Damn, you just got me. You got me. You might have a future in this. She said, "What's your biggest mistake?" So but I do have a question though. So like, is this what you see yourself doing for the rest of your life, or do you have other aspirations outside of like baking?
Oh, yeah, I have other aspirations. I kind of want to be like more of like you said, artistic.
Yeah.
I like the artistic freedom side of it. I kind of want to like write books. I want to go back into like the different prisons and show women that are like broken like me, because when you first go in there, you're broken. You lose everything.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like you lose yourself. And then when you got out, it's kind of like you're reborn again and you got a fresh start, but it's up to you to make this fresh start work. But I didn't have a lot of people that picked me up, like shout out to my mom and my sisters, because without them, visiting me, seeing me, putting money in my books, I probably wouldn't be who I was or made it through that bid. But
Yeah.
I want to pick up other women and inspire them. Like, listen, I was at my lowest, and just reach down to them and bring them up, pull somebody else up, and pay it forward and tell them like they can make it. You can start your own business, or you can get out even and work a job and be successful. You can do anything you put your mind to. Don't let nobody define who you are because of the mistakes you made. That's why I said, like, what's your biggest mistake? To go into that piece is because a lot of people feel like their biggest mistake is going to prison when they get there.
Yeah.
So now, because you're a felon when you get out, so it's like they label you. And I feel like society and the government, it's just like all a setup. Like once you get in the system, it's like you're stuck forever.
Oh,
Because then when
it's
any
designed
job
for
I
you to
filled
be there,
out,
yeah.
they were slamming doors in my face, slamming doors in my face, slamming doors in my face. It took people to actually get to know me. I actually had a good DO and a good company that gave me a chance to know my personality. Like, we're hiring you guys off of personality. They're like, what? I never felt that. Like, what? Okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna hire me off my personality. I got a great personality. I'm gonna ace this. I'm gonna get this. I ain't never served a day in my life. I got to serve and people were like, oh my gosh, it's the best service ever. Nobody treated me like that. I knew how to treat people because that's how I wanted to be treated. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
people don't never get that concept. People be like, pick me, or treat me like this, all that. Well, how about you treat somebody how you want to be treated?
That's the golden rule. We teach that to our
Yes.
kids when they're babies. Like,
But people grow up and they
Yeah,
stop doing that.
for
Like
sure.
it's always one sided. And
Yep.
I've been lost a lot of relationships like that because I'm always a giver and I have a big heart, so I'm always giving, and then the person is always stabbing me, backstabbing, and I'm like, dang, I didn't gave so much to this person, and they're not even like paying
Yeah.
me. Like it's not like you want something back, but it's like, dang, if you do all this for a person, I've done all this help for you, and I call you like, hey, I need a ride, Jake. You like, nah, anytime I call you, like you never can come through for me, like. What type of loyalty does that show? It's
Yeah.
just a one-sided relationship.
yeah, there's a fine line you got to walk, because if you're too giving, people grow accustomed to that,
Yeah,
and then they just expect that to be what your relationship is.
yeah.
You essentially train them to just
Come and just suck for me and
expect
suck for
you
me
to
and suck
be
from you.
exactly. Yep.
And I got drained from that too, because once I started being successful and the money started flowing, because people don't lie, it is definitely lonely at the top. Because once the money comes and people see you got money, they treat you differently. And then once you have a certain amount of money, people don't do stuff for you. I
Yeah.
would just talk to them about my mom. It's like everybody, my dad came, gave everybody money, and then he was like, "Oh, I ain't giving you no money. You got more money than all of us." Like, what? So I don't deserve anything? I get left out every time because you guys feel like I'm more successful. Why do people that are successful don't get gifts or money or people to treat them out to nice stuff? Why I always got to treat everybody out to dinner? Why I got to buy everybody a gift? Why I always got to put everybody on to a business or a vendor or this? Show the same love to me and I always show it back.
Yeah.
So when I became a business person, that's how I felt. Like, you can ask plenty of business. I probably help hundreds of businesses in Minnesota. You want business cards? You need Universal Digital. He's in Minnesota too. He does like the printing and the digital stuff. I sent so many people to him to get their stuff, like their boxes and their clothes. I sent people to Chief, like, you need to get your embroidery. They always ask me, go to him. I'll send my people. Even if I'm not even talking to them or beefing, I'll still screenshot their stuff and send it. Hey, hit Jake up. He doing interviews. Hit him up.
Yeah.
I ain't talked to him in a year, but I'm still going to send people your way if somebody hit me in my DM, like, I'm looking for this. Oh, I know Jake have it.
Yep.
Why wouldn't I send it to you? How
Yeah.
is this affecting me? I don't even have this product or business or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to help the next person too.
Yep.
Because then when it's something too, you're going to be doing something or somewhere, you're going to be like, dang, Cake Baby make cakes. Oh, hit up Cake Baby,
Yep.
and she'll make the cake for the party. You'll
Yeah.
think about me when it's comes to that time.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever made an infused wedding cake?
Yeah, I did one.
Really?
I made an infused wedding cake, and it was awesome. But it was only a 2-tier cake.
Okay.
And it was my first try. It was pretty dope. But it was just a white buttercream, and I just put some flowers on it. I did made infused egg rolls, chicken, seafood boils,
Damn.
craziest stuff like with the cooking side. I just made infused chili last week. Like, I'll be dabbling in the kitchen, and I'll make some stuff for me. And I made like a cool infused carrot cake too before. I had requested that by somebody's grandma. The grandma was lit. She hit me up. I got thousands of reviews. People like, thanks, Cake Baby. I was so lit. Or I felt so good. And it makes me just feel good inside to like know that I have somebody else to make them feel good or make them happy or just give them that little spur in the moment for the day.
Have you ever had anybody complain about it being too infused?
Yeah, or not infused enough. That's a big thing too. That's why it's like, man, I gotta start making my own so I can smack it. I want to make sure everybody get high, so I want to put enough in there.
Yeah.
So I had to learn that part because some people like have a different tolerance or level, so they might not get high off of certain things, and that's okay. I had to learn to be like, okay, maybe this doesn't. You don't like gummies. Maybe you need Kool-Aids, or maybe you need cakes. Maybe this isn't for you because like you don't get high off of all weed you smoke. This weed might be good. This weed might be bad. It just depends on your tolerance level and how your body takes it.
Yeah. Do you have interest in being in like the actual marijuana business, like flower business?
Yeah, the industry and like growing and stuff. I got a few connections and I've been doing a few networking with some people that's actually got their own strand and their brand and they're doing all that like behind the scenes right now. But it's really finna pop for like a lot of people because they're opening up their own little dispensaries and they're getting their own strands and they're letting more people pave the way to do that now. So I'm definitely interested in like eventually having my own Cake Baby weed strand. I'll probably make millions. The marijuana industry is millions. So definitely dibbling.
Especially being in early like this, like on the ground level before it's even fully legal here.
Definitely. They're definitely making millions and billions of dollars off of it.
For sure. Are you going to be selling cakes at Loud on Lake Street?
Yeah, I already looked on it. I'm going to be signing up. I will definitely be Loud on Lake Street. You already know. It's an infusion. Loud on Lake Street.
Yep.
I'm Southside Queen.
You got to.
Southside, we outside.
Got to. Okay. So if people want to get cakes from you, how can they find you? Where can they?
They can look me up on Instagram. I just had to redo my Instagram because it was hacked at like 4,500. I don't know how it keep getting hacked from different stuff. But
maybe the hackers who blocked me.
Maybe. If they hack my Snapchat and my Instagram, I don't even get that. Like, I don't even get how you get hacked. But it's just it's mind-blowing. So many people have been getting hacked lately.
These days, it's a database.
Yeah.
So they hack into a whole bunch of phones.
Get a lot of followers because nobody ever really was on my account. Then once I got like 5,000 followers, I'm getting all these DMs from all these different promoters and different stuff. And I must have clicked something open, they said, that was wrong because then it kept saying your phone is getting logged in from Japan. It's getting logged in from some different countries. Ugh. And I'm like, what? I'm not even logging in.
That's the worst.
And then it just logged me out and it said, you can't get back in. But now I have Cake Baby 88. I made a new Instagram, so I have that up. And then also CC Money 28. That's my Instagram. It's private, but if you send me a request, I'll follow you. And then I always have cakebaby.shop. That's my website. You can always shop on there too.
So you can go on there and buy cakes or whatever you need.
Ordering offline. I ship like the cake jars, all this. I ship everything pretty much but the whole cakes.
Okay.
If I'm in the same state, I'll make the same cake for them.
Got you.
Like that day or whatever.
And like, what's the turnaround time? Are you super busy?
Usually 3 to 5 days.
Okay. So if I hit you for a cake today, I'd have it by the end of the week.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
Cool. Okay. This is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really I feel inspired by you.
Thank you.
For real. Like
a lot of people told me that before.
Yeah, no, like I think that you, I mean, just put it simply, from crack to cake, like.
I thought it was awesome. It clicked in my head.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect, and it's a really inspiring story.
I don't even know, like, and then I was just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm just sitting there smoking. I'm like, I need a slogan. I'm like, let's get this Cake Baby. So then people be coming in like, let's get this Cake Baby. And so I'll go to different places and cake places and different people that I'll meet, and I'll have them say, let's get this Cake Baby.
Yeah.
It'll be dope, post.
I'm gonna read the book.
Stuff. Yeah.
So I hope it comes out sometime soon.
I'm gonna send you one first.
Yes, please do.
So then you can do a review, and I'll pay you to do a real review.
I'll put it right here in the center of the table for a whole episode.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. This has been a good conversation. I'm like I said, I'm inspired. Makes me want to go harder. For real.
Go hard or go home.
Yeah. So I wish you the best of luck. And
thank you.
Man, I hope they just fucking legalize it.
Yeah.
Soon.
They said they just legalized the drinks and gummies here.
I think that was a lie.
You think it was a lie?
Well, we had Michael Ford from Minnesota Marijuana on last week.
And he said no.
And he basically said that it was they pulled the wool over our eyes, that all that shit was already legal. All they did was make like a new, what's the word I'm looking for?
A new law or a new stipulation?
Yeah. So like all the shit that they said just became legal had already been legal. They just made it more airtight now.
Oh, okay.
So it actually, now you can only buy it, they can only make them in like 5 milligrams.
Yeah.
gummies, you used to be able to make them in however many you wanted to.
Yeah.
So they actually made it stricter.
Yeah.
Exactly. Regulated.
Yeah, regulated.
Regulated is the word I was looking for. Yeah, they regulated it. So
They put more like conditions on
Exactly.
each item and stuff on what you can do and what you can have. Pretty
exactly.
much.
So yeah, the way he broke it down, y'all go watch the episode. He'll break it
Yeah.
down. He'll say it way better than I did.
Okay, for
But
sure.
yeah. So kind of disappointing, but also kind of funny to find out like government's really on bullshit.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, they think that we legalized it? Put it in the paper. Like, let it go. like, let them have it. So yeah. So, but they just need to legalize it.
Yeah.
It's clearly just all about politics. It's not about anything other than politics.
Politics and money.
Right. Well,
They want their percent.
for sure. For sure.
They want their cut.
Because if it was really just about money,
Then it would have been already.
it'd be legal as fuck. Because it's
But
clearly.
it's definitely about politics, about who get who cut and how
Yeah.
who can do who, how they regulate it, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to give you an opportunity real quick before we go
Okay.
to give some game. I know you got a lot of game.
Okay.
So look into this camera. Give these young entrepreneurs some game, whether it be in your industry or just in life in general.
I just want to give people, like, in general in life, just like never give up on yourself. Always push forward. Always strive to be a better version of you. Never get too comfortable. Never let somebody tell you that you can't do something that you can do. Stick to it. Like I said, just keep grinding, and let's get this cake, baby.
I like it. Well said.
For sure.
I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.
That's it. Another episode of Live on Lake Street. I'm Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1.
Damn, what in high school, I let it blam, what I wasn't playing, what I'm coming straight out the south. Hey, genius, best watch your mouth. When I put up on P&B right, then ain't he come out. You moving ounces, I just moved 100 things in a drought. You want the south side, outside the fence of your house. You talking all that, then wanna come talk it out. If you ain't talking money, you talking about. I gives a what you do, Gee, I'm about mine. I just look at the watch, said it's about time. She in love with my status, said if you don't mind what I'm you the chief of, I said the south side.